this lecture, we discuss about stress reduction and management. What is stress? Actually speaking, there is no definition for stress, because what is stressful for one person may be pleasurable or it is having little effect on others, because we all react to stress differently. So stress is actually relative. Stress may be considered as any physical, chemical or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental unrest, and that may be a factor in causing disease. There are two types of stress: distress and eustress. Distress is negative stress because it is having negative outcomes. Eustress is positive stress because it is having positive outcomes. For example, if examination is announced, children who are properly prepared to face the exam, they will be having eustress, because these children will have a motivation that is also a stress, but it is in a positive direction. They will have a motivation to appear for the exam. They will perform well in the exams and will come out with good results. But for children who are not properly prepared to face the exam, they will undergo a negative stress and it will affect the performance of children. This is called distress or negative stress. Here we discuss about stress with negative consequences. The degree of stress depends on several factors, that is physical health. If people are having poor health, it can cause greater stress to them. Then quality of interpersonal relationships. The mental health is dependent on the interpersonal relationships, and if relationships are poor, it can create greater mental stress to people. The number of commitments and responsibilities we carry. If there are more commitments and if there are more responsibilities, there will be more deadlines to finish the work, and it will put more stress on people. Then degree of others' dependence upon and expectations of us. If there are more people who are dependent on us, we have to address all those people's needs, and it will create more stress on us, and others will be expecting more from us, and if we are to meet all those expectations, we have to undergo greater stress. Then the amount of support we receive from others. If we are getting no support from others, it will create more stress to us, and if we are getting support from others, then our stress will be relieved. Then number of traumatic events that have recently occurred in our lives. People who have lost their intimate relationships through death are going through traumatic situations, and this can create greater stress. People with less stress. People with strong social support networks, that is, people with strong support from family, friends, religious organizations and other social groups, they undergo less stress and they have good mental health. People with high stress, they are poorly nourished and they get only inadequate sleep, and they are physically unwell, and they have reduced capability to handle the pressures and stresses of everyday life. These are the causes of stress. There are several different causes of stress, that is stress from work, stress about financial situations, stress because of relationships, stress because of the use of irritants, stress because of the change in life conditions, and some of the stress factors, they are within ourselves. Stress factors can be external or internal. External factors of stress include work pressure or job loss, then death of close people, problems in interpersonal relationships, financial problems or financial insecurity, then lot of work pressure and being too busy, responsibilities related to children and family, that is also creating some amount of stress. Then there are several internal triggers which are causing stress. That is, some people may be having behavior problems, like they will be having inability to accept the uncertainty in life. They will be always suffering from pessimistic thoughts. Then they will be having unrealistic expectations and perfectionism, which is creating a lot of stress. Then negative self-talk. All these are different factors which add to stress. How can we manage stress? There are different techniques for the management of stress. First is exercise. Exercise promotes our physical fitness and it will help to manage emotional stress and helps in relaxation and improves sleep. These are different relaxation techniques to reduce stress. Autogenic training is repetitive passive concentration and awareness of body sensations. We are concentrating on the body sensations and we are focusing on sensations such as warmth or heaviness in different regions of the body, and we are consciously sending internal messages from mind to specific body parts. This mind-body relationship can alter individuals' physiologic functions. This requires daily practice. We focus on our breath and we imagine or we visualize the movement of air that we breathe in and breathe out, and we feel the warmth during this breathing process. This is an autogenic training. We are consciously sending messages from the mind to the body which can alter the physiologic functions of the body and our stress will be relieved. Then biofeedback. We can monitor the changes in the body using equipments. We can regularly monitor heart rate, blood pressure, brain activity, stomach acidity, then muscle tension. All these can be monitored with the help of equipments, and we can identify the processes which can maintain all these factors in the normal rate. When we are in stress, our heart rate will be increased, our blood pressure will be increased, then it can cause stomach acidity. If we are monitoring all these factors and if we are maintaining all these factors in the normal level, we can reduce stress. Then guided imagery. Here we use pleasant or relaxing images to calm the mind and body. It is actually a vivid daydreaming. If we are controlling our breathing and if we are visualizing a soothing image, we can slowly relieve our stress and a state of deep relaxation can occur. Then meditation is another stress management technique. In meditation, we are concentrating on our core being and we are quieting the mind and emotions of the body. Meditation can be structured or unstructured. Structured meditation is a daily practice of a routine. Unstructured meditation is done when we are alone outdoors. Then progressive muscle relaxation. Here muscle groups are tightened and they are then relaxed in succession. We are holding the muscles tight for some time and after that slowly we are releasing the muscles, so we will get a feeling of relaxation. As a natural outcome of this physical relaxation, we get mental relaxation also. Then last comes yoga. Yoga is an ancient Indian art and science that seeks to promote individual health and well-being through physical and mental exercise and deep relaxation. The goal of yoga is to restore balance and harmony to the body and emotions through numerous postural and breathing exercises.